Hi, I am Ms. Delia Muhammad Zain, the Module Coordinator for Heritage Conservation, Theories, Principles and Practice. This is Lecture 2, Part 1 of 3. The topic is Heritage Conservation, Definitions, Ethics, Significance, Value, Appreciation and Awareness. This week's lecture is divided into 3 parts. And this video lecture at the moment is actually part 1. Part 1 contains A. Definition of conservation, B. The basics of conservation, C. Definition of heritage or historical buildings and sites, and D. Scope of conservation. A. Definition of conservation. The term conservation covers a wide spectrum of activities. Some direct and indirect definitions are presented here with a wide range of sources as follows. I'm going to explain to you the 6 definitions. Number 1 is from the Oxford Advanced Learner Dictionary. It defines conservation as prevention of loss, waste, damage, destruction, etc. or preservation of the natural environment. I think that is very clear and easy to understand. Article number 2 from the International Charter of the Conservation and Restoration of Monuments and Sites, which is the Venice Charter 1964. Article 5 says that the conservation of monuments is always facilitated by making use of them for some socially useful purpose, such use is therefore desirable, but it must not change the layout or decoration of the building. It is within these limits only that modification demanded by change of function should be envisaged and may be permitted. So item 3 is actually from the same document as number 4 from the Venice Charter 1964. In Article 6, the conservation of monument implies preserving a setting which is not out of scale. Wherever the traditional setting exists, it must be kept. No new construction, demolition or modification which would alter the relations of mass and color must be allowed. Then number 4 is actually from the Guidelines of Education and Training in the Conservation of Monuments, Assembles and Sites, 1993. And item number 3 says that the object of conservation is to prolong the life of cultural heritage and, if possible, to clarify the artistic and historical messages herein without the loss of authenticity and meaning. The conservation is a cultural, artistic, technical and craft activity based on humanistic, scientific studies and systematic research. Conservation must respect the cultural context. Number 5, from the NARA Document of Authenticity 1994, in its appendix number 2, all efforts designed to understand cultural heritage, know its history and meaning, ensure its material safeguard and, as required, its presentation, restoration and enhancement. Cultural heritage is understood to include monuments, group of buildings and sites of cultural value as defined in Article 1 of the World Heritage Convention. Okay, and number 6 is from the National Heritage Act 2005, which is a Malaysian act. It says in this document, it says that conservation is preservation, restoration, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and adaptation of any combination. So, in conclusion, conservation in our context of discussion covers the following. Conservation is about prevention of loss, damage, and destruction. Conservation is about protection, conservation and restoration of towns and surrounding areas. Conservation is about preservation of the natural environment, preserving the setting and respect the cultural context and must know its history and meaning. Conservation must not change the layout or decoration and ensure the safeguard of existing materials and elements. It means that no new construction, demolition or modification which would alter significantly, but to ensure enhancement that is true to the building. It is actually to prolong the life of cultural heritage, to clarify the artistic and historical message without the loss of authenticity and meaning. Cultural, artistic, technical, and craft activities should be based on humanistic and scientific studies and systematic research, and preservation, restoration, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and adaptation of any combination. And it means that harmonious adaptation to the contemporary life. Topic B is the basic of conservation. Conservation may be considered under these three main headings. So for you to decide whether the site needs conservation or not, these are the three items. A is monument. What are we trying to conserve? B is motive. Why do we wish to conserve? C, manners and means. How should it be done? So for example, Scarabée is a monument or site without hesitation, the best preserved historic settlement of any period in the British Isles. The motive to preserve this site is to enable us to gain a vivid impression of the realities of living in a prehistoric village. Scarabée gained UNESCO World Heritage Site status. The site is extremely vulnerable and is now preserved with great care as it is as ruins. So C is definition of heritage or historical buildings and sites. There are several definitions or scope of reference in relation to ancient monuments, heritage site, and buildings of historical structures as outlined by several conservation authorities from around the world. Some direct and indirect definitions and scopes of the reference are as follows. Okay. Number 1 is from the Oxford Advanced Learner Dictionary. It defines heritage or historical building and site as things such as work of art, cultural achievement, and folklore that have been passed on from earlier generation. Okay, something easy for people to understand. The International Charter for the Conservation and Restoration of Monuments and Sites from the Venice Charter 1964 says, in Article 1, the concept of a historic monument embraces not only the single architectural work, but also the urban or rural setting in which is found the evidence of a particular civilization, a significant development of a historic event. This applies not only to great works of art, but also more modest work of the past, which have acquired cultural significance with the passing of time. Okay. Number 3 is a definition from the Charter for the Protection and Management of Archaeological Heritage 1990. Article 1 says that the archaeological heritage is that part of the material heritage in respect of which archaeological methods provide primary information. It comprises all vestiges of human in existence and consists of places relating to all manifestation of human activity, abandoned structures, and remains of all kinds, including subterranean and underwater sites, together with all the portable cultural materials associated with them. So just to let you know that archaeology is actually the study of the building, graves, tools, and other objects that belongs to the people who live in the past in order to learn about their cultural and society. So somehow all their work is related to heritage. Okay. Number 4, the principle for the recording of monuments, group of buildings and sites, ratified by the 11th ECOMOS General Assembly in Sofia. He says that it defines the heritage or historical building and site as cultural heritage referred to monuments, group of buildings and sites of heritage value constituting the historic or built environment. Number 5, the National Heritage Act does not offer combined definition of heritage building. Okay, just to remind you, the National Heritage Act 2005 is the Malaysian Act. It does, however, define building as a building or group of separate or connected buildings which, because of their architecture, their homogeneity, or their place in the landscape are of outstanding universal value from the point of view of history, art, or science. Number 6, International Cultural Tourism Charter, Managing Tourism at Places of Heritage Significance, 1999. Heritage is a broad concept and includes the natural as well as the cultural environment. It encompasses landscape, historic places, sites, and built environment, as well as biodiversity, collection, past and continuing cultural practices, knowledge and living experiences. It records and expresses the long process of historic development, forming the essence of diverse national, regional, indigenous, and local identities, and is an integral part of modern life. It is a dynamic reference point and positive instrument for growth and change. The particular heritage and collective memory of each locality or community is irreplaceable and an important foundation for development both now and into the future. In conclusion, heritage or historical buildings and sites in this context of discussion covers the following keywords. It is a single architectural work or an urban or rural setting with evidence of a civilization, a significant development, or a historic event. Heritage or historical buildings and sites also means places relating to a manifestation of ancient or old human activities, abandoned structures, and remains of all kinds. It also means monuments, group of buildings, and site of heritage value. So, heritage and conservation covers buildings such as this temple here in Egypt, the Abu Simbel Temple, the Amun Temple, Luxor Temple, which will not be rebuilt. Okay, so unless it's actually visual, unless it's in a digital format, based on the definition and article from all those charters, we are not allowed to redo or rebuild this ancient monuments, okay, or even to demolish it. Heritage and conservation is not limited to buildings only. It also covers the natural environment and landscape. An example is Honey Terrace Field, located in the south of Aoliao Mountain, Yuanyang County, Yunnan Province. D is Scope of Conservation Work, compiled by Associate Professor Dr. A. Ghaffar Ahmad. Scope of building and monument conservation covers the followings. 1. It becomes important when there are threats and demolitions and other forms of destruction of historic building and monuments. Number 2. The basis of scope is established by legislation through listing, through regular inspections and documentation, and through town planning and conservation actions. Number 3. The work of listing historic buildings and monuments is of prime importance in the scope of building conservation, and is a continuous process. Number 4. The practice of building conservation requires various professionals' involvement and expertise, such as town planners, urban designer, conservation architects, quantity surveyors, specialized engineer input, building contractor, archaeologists, art historian, antiquaries, and skilled craftsmen. It also demands a high degree of cooperation, which is teamwork, experience, communication, and great knowledge in building materials and structure. So that's the end of part 1. So I hope that you will continue with the part 2 video after this. Thank you.